Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, and today I'm curious if these daily runs are actually more difficult than an average gold stake run. I asked people to send me seeds you've lost, send me runs that felt difficult, but every once in a while I get these where it says, okay, we had a pretty strong start, but then we ran out of gas. We weren't able to beat one of the bosses towards the end. And so most of the time these end up being not that bad. It's just a matter of getting as much value as we can out of the early game so that we can scale smoothly into the end game. As always, you can get the seed from the video description, and when you're ready, let's go gold stake abandoned deck. Alright, first boss is spades. First round, 3 eights. We could try to go for a full house. To get the full house, we would want either a 9, 10, or ace. Maybe a pair of 7s also works. So we could discard like this, try to get an ace or some other pair, maybe. Even a low pair, we could do a full house not as a one-shot. I would not do this on a different deck, but on the abandoned deck, we can probably make it work. How about aces and 8s? Looks good to me. Alright. First shop, ride the bus. So if you get a 2-shot in the first round, you have $6. You can take ride the bus. So either way, we're getting ride the bus. That's probably what we end up doing. Alright. Now, let's see here. If you get the bus in round 2 or round 3 or whatever it is, if you get the bus right before the boss, it's hard to beat the boss with just pairs. But if we get the bus for the big blind, then we can do it if we want. One thing we could do is we could try not to use all of our hands and then save a few extra hands for money. But I think with the bus, with no rentals, no perishables, I think I just go all in on the bus right away. So let's go pair of 7s. Is not very much. That's okay. I could play 2 pair. Also not very much. So that's about 160. If we go pair of 10s now, it should be another 160, maybe 170. Okay, and then the pair of aces wins here. I'm going to play a pair of aces instead of more aces in case we get supernova or telescope. Or, I don't know, maybe obelisk. It's a rare joker, so probably not going to happen. This is more difficult, I would say. Okay, almost always we want this. Mercury plus ride the bus. Early Mercury is huge. That's like a ×2 almost. Our pairs score twice as many points. But I kind of want the spectral pack. Probably we should take the spectral pack. Probably Mercury is something that we can get later. I guess the question is, how long is it going to take us to find the next one? I think we take a spectral pack here. Trying to get seals. I think Ouija is interesting. This early, interesting. On the abandoned deck, interesting. Of course, if we hit a face card, then we're pretty sad, so maybe we don't do that. Probably just Grim here. You could skip, but Grim, we have a chance of getting lucky cards and gold cards. Maybe some aces of hearts could be useful later. Let's go next. Though we are a little bit sad about the spectral pack. So now we know if we play the pair, like a pair of 6s, for example, that's like 150. So we can play another pair of 6s. This is going to score maybe like 120 since we have the debuffed card. And then could be pair of 9s is going to be more, but it's not going to be 300 points, so it's safe to play the pair of 9s. And then we can play whatever pair. So pair of 8s here is fine. That's it. If you get first shop bus, then the pacing is really smooth, really nice. Now we should be able to get 250 per pair. We have just enough money for the jumbo spectral pack. So I guess if we didn't get the 1-shot in the first round, we wouldn't be able to take the spectral pack here. But there you go. Could be immolate instead of maybe purple seal is a good alternative. Let's go light them up. We lose an ace. That's okay, probably. Now that we have money, do we want the Arcana pack? Maybe. Maybe Arcana pack. Maybe save money for the voucher. I think I... Yeah, maybe save money for the voucher. So, driver's license, and I don't think I take Eternal Rental to the moon. Let's go next. Alright, so here, pair of sixes, about 200. 240. Okay, so we can win with any 4 pairs. 300 on that one. The pair of threes is going to be a lot less because it's lower ranking cards, but then the pair of aces wins. And this boss says face down cards. I guess I wasn't really paying attention to this. We could get an economy tag. So, do we want to skip for 24 bucks? For me, probably not. I think at this point, I just want the scaling from the bus. So, let's take an astronomer here and then go 2 celestial packs. Sure. Small one first, I guess. So, with the deck that we have, probably full house makes more sense than a flush. Maybe. It doesn't super matter. I'm probably not going to play a full house. I can take a pair level. I can take maybe Venus here I might be looking at. Since we have the aces. Maybe. Could be 2 pair. I guess 2 pair is reasonable. On the abandoned deck, I just think 3 of a kind is a little bit more fun, maybe. So let's do that. Once again here, I think it doesn't matter. And then go... I don't think Astronomer is worth paying the rental fee for. Let's go next. Save our money for the voucher, maybe. So pair of sixes now upgraded, we said is about twice as many points, so this should be about 500 maybe. Sure, and then pair of sevens might be too much. One thing we could do is let's discard down and then play. We could play like high card 4. We know is 100, and then we could do high card 10 doesn't win, and then we play the aces. Sure. Do that. Okay, and then the aces should be about 600, or at least 600, maybe closer to 700. Oh. Alright, whatever. 900 points for the pair. Boss says first hand face down. So we could square up. And an emperor. Sure. So emperor gives me a death card. In that case, let's go Arcana, look for something that we can do with the death card. This is a little bit stinky. Probably... guess I could make hearts. Maybe the molt cards don't super matter. Maybe you make some molt 10s. I think it doesn't super matter either way. I could use death to copy the glass ace. And then... that gives us room for the priestess. Usually I hold on to death, trying to get maybe a gold card, maybe a seal. Maybe. Maybe making a glass card could be useful in the future. Maybe making the, I don't know, 6 aces could be useful in the future. Let's do... Yeah, I guess Empress is okay. I think I'm going to be greedy and hold on to the death card. It's not super greedy. I maybe don't take the reroll surplus anymore. Let's go next. Alright, so let's play... we know we can get 900 points for a pair, so let's just play any 4 cards. Okay. I can play this. There are 6s. And then I think high card actually wins here. Bummer. Maybe we should have played high card twice before playing the pair. Oh well. That's fine. Extra hand is an extra dollar, but we did miss out on a little bit of scaling. Alright, could be a blank voucher, could be some standard packs. Boss says no repeats, so probably I want to open the standard packs so that I can try to find a card to use death on. I don't think I want to death the rock. And I don't think I want to pay $8 for a standard pack, so I think I just go next. And then, so we get about 1,000 points if we play the pair. What happens if we play high card 9 is already 600. So maybe high card 8. And then 2 pairs. Next pair wins. Alright. Or we could play high card, I guess. I think I play pairs. Usually we play pairs. When you have square joker, it doesn't super matter anymore. Alright. We could get a free reroll. And it's foil too, so we could keep it if we want. I don't think I want to pay the rental fee. We do have temperance. Sure. So temperance is fine, that's plus $3. We can go standard pack. Glass king is probably not it. And if I sell the star, if I sell the reroll, probably we sell the reroll, that takes me to 29. Then we could buy the celestial pack here. We could save our money for the blank. Probably I save my money for the blank and go next. When we have the square joker, the celestial pack, it matters less. I think I want to not play the glass ace, maybe save the glass ace for later. So pair of nines is 2,000. Okay. So that's 1,000, and then we can finish with a pair of eights. That's it. Okay, so the pair is already 2,500 against the boss. We can play a pair and high card and I don't know, lots of different things. It could be Northern Lion. Sure. Probably standard pack. Again, looking for something to use death on. Could be a red seal ace. Is interesting. We can turn it into a gold card maybe. Sure, I guess if it wasn't an ace, I wouldn't take it. But because it's an ace, maybe we do it. Now we have 6 aces. Northern Lion for sure as a value generator. Okay, and then blank seems fine. Not great, but fine. Go next. So now we got a bunch of aces. We could start with high card, I guess. And then could be a pair of 10s. Could be 3 aces. 3 aces wins. Is there any reason to play 2 pair maybe? No, I think we just play 3 aces, that's it. Alright. And that's what's nice about the square. We can play whatever hand. Alright, could be a hung man. Satellite. I would take this satellite. If I didn't already have Northern Lion, I would take the satellite. I think we can get like $5 or $6 per round. Oh well. Economy tag we probably don't need or want. So if we take the hung man now, standard pack takes me to $24. I think I am gonna hold. Let's go next. So now with the hung man, any low cards, it doesn't really matter to me. Maybe 4 and 3 of diamonds, we hang them. And then we play high card ace. That's 24. Okay, so we win using only high card. Okay. High card 6. And then if we want, we could play a pair for the final hand. maybe. How about a pair of 8s? That's it. Sorry, what was the boss again? Oh yeah, face down after played, probably not an issue. So in the next round, 4,000 per pair. Alright, could be Michelle. Probably we want the banana. So banana first, then Arcana. No Hermie, we get Temperance instead, that's fine. We could make some lucky cards, and that gives us something to use Death on. I think I'd rather have the $15 up front, and then use that to buy the Mega Standard Pack. So Mega Standard Pack takes me down to 31. I could pick up Honu first. Probably not. Is it worth $1? It's probably not worth $1. Alright, could be a Gold Seal Jack. Gold Seal Jack we could turn into a rock. We could try to strengthen it into an ace. I think that's obviously less good with the bus. Maybe we don't take a Gold Seal Jack. If it was a Gold Seal King, I would do it because it's close to being an ace. Let's go next. Alright, so now that we have the banana, let's go high card 9. So high card already 4,500. This death card is not very useful. Bummer. Alright, 5,000 per hand should be chilling against the boss. Okay, so parking does nothing. Could be fist. The last card we used was Temperance, so let's look for a Fool. No Fool, could be Judgment. Could be make a glass ace. Random Joker. Probably glass ace is interesting. Probably glass ace is worth it. So maybe Ace of Spades we turn into glass. The glass cards get better when you have more of them in the deck, and also get better when you have fewer cards in your deck so you can draw all the glass cards at the same time. I think I do want Honu, and I think I don't need the Celestial Pack since we have the square. Let's go next. Alright, face down after drawn, I just want to dodge the aces basically. Other than that, I don't super care what cards we play. 5,000 points per hand. Pairs do score slightly more than the high card, but not a lot more necessarily. So I'm not too worried about it. Alright, that's it. Alright, 40 on the bus already. We're at halftime here, round 12. 96 on the square. It could be Supernova, but it's a rental. So Supernova is like plus 50%, so it would be the same as a Polychrome Joker. I think probably we don't take as a rental. Boss says hearts are debuffed. I think maybe that's not a big deal to me. Could be a couple of jacks here. Probably not. Now we could take a Celestial Pack. We could take Tarot Merchant. I think I want the Tarot Merchant. So the last card we used was Justice. We did Temperance and then Justice. That's fine. I guess I don't really need the Celestial Pack, but I'm going to take it anyway. Maybe Mercury. I'm looking for Mars cards now. So if we have the glass cards now, Mars becomes a plan for the future, maybe. Boss going to debuff my hearts. So when we play high card, it's about 6,000. Which means we can win with just high card. I can play high card ace here. And then that's 7,000. In the next round we need 9,000 per hand. So in the next round we do play the pairs, and we might play the glass cards, maybe. Alright, could be a Hungman, probably standard pack. Still waiting on this death card. Could be a purple king. I think purple king is not that far from being an ace. And I don't think we need the Celestial Pack here. As long as we play pairs in the next round. So I don't need 3 5s. I can play a pair of 5s. I can save the hungman maybe. So play the pair of 5s. That's 10k. Let's go 5 and 3. We can hang them on the low end. Play the 6s, and I don't think I need the glass ace if we're getting 10k per hand, 11k per hand. So play the pair of aces, and then we can finish with the 10s. We want to try to hit the purple seal, so let's do that. We did not get the purple seal, that's okay. Bummer. So I guess here's the pair of 10s. Didn't get to use my death card. Bummer. Alright, so in the next round we should be able to get maybe close to 12,000 per hand. The Chad is really good with the glass cards, of which we have 2. We have the strength. We can turn the king into an ace. That seems like a good idea. So do I take the Chad here? I can open Buffoon Pack first. Could be Bloodstone. This boss is going to debuff my hearts, but then Bloodstone is viable in the future. Maybe. I guess I just sell a dagger. And I think I do take the Chad. In the short term, it gives me more chips, and so my hands score more points. In the long term, I can re-trigger those glass cards. I really wanted the Tarot Merchant, but I don't think it's worth going below 25 bucks. And I don't think I need the Celestial Pack anymore. Let's go next. Really unfortunate, round 14, we don't have any value generation yet. Alright, so pair of 9s. Sure. Okay. I can play a pair of aces. I don't think we need the glass card. Alright, so there's the king. As far as the strength card, what else might I want to use it on? Maybe I don't care super much. Maybe I turn 7s into 8s. No, we don't have any joker slots, so we can't really take an 8 ball. Maybe you turn an 8 into a 9. I don't think it matters. I do want to copy the purple seal. Pair of 7s is not gonna be too much, I think. So we can play the pair of 7s. And then I can look for something better to use death on. Okay, so I want to look for my low-ish cards. I guess maybe if I use death on a 6, it's fine. Alright, so the move is we discard one of these in case we get a fool or a death card. And then after we don't, then we can discard the other one. Get a magician. So I can do, if I use the magician, then we miss out on the opportunity to use fool for death, and I think that's fine. So yeah, magician here, we can play the pair of aces. Yas. Alright. So now 144 on the square, 52 on the bus. So this is kind of typical, I would say. We're now 60,000 we could do. 15,000 per hand, you play 4 hands, no problem. And then 90,000, this is where we need more scaling. This is where we need more points. And I think the glass cards plus the Chad, I think that's going to be the answer. Also, I guess we have the holographic cards, which are bonus cards, so that scores plenty of points. This boss discards random cards. My most played hand is pairs. We did get some lucky money there, I guess. So, telescope. Alright, I might replace the banana. Swashbuckler, because we have the egg, that's kind of like a ×2. I would say that's slightly worse than a ×2. I think I don't take this. I think I only have one Joker slot left since we have 4 Eternals, so maybe X-Molt or Bust. Otherwise, no replacements. So let's go do a little re-rolling. There's that Bloodstone. If we wanted to do the hearts, I think is possible, but I'm not going to do it. Cloud9 here for $5. I'm a believer in the banana, though this is a guaranteed $5. Go one more. All right, we get a hung man. That's great. I think Hierophant probably doesn't matter, but I can use it on my aces. Let's go next. All right, so I am interested in playing my lucky pairs. I'm interested in getting, let's see here. I can use the Hierophant on the aces right away. Pair the 9s. I want to get my purple seals maybe. So I can play this pair of 10s. I probably don't want to use the hung man on 9 since I have 5 9s. I can keep the 7 here, play the 10. Okay, so that's 19,000. Purple seal in hand. We got rid of a 6 previously. We can get rid of another 6 and maybe an 8. We can hang them here. And then discard purple. I probably keep the ace. 18 cards in the deck. Maybe I don't need this ace. Anyway, there's a devil. Okay. So if I play the high card with the lucky, or sorry, the pair with the lucky card, does that get me 20,000? It could, maybe. With the square joker, I can probably get away with playing high card if I want. So could be high card 7. Okay. And then we didn't get the purple seal, and that's okay. I guess I turn this ace into gold instead of making a red gold card. Since we already had the lucky card, that's fine. Do something like that, lucky card in front. So if we play the bonus cards for the extra chips, we can hit the 90,000 with some better pairs. Could be Priestess, could be 2 standard packs. Let's go Priestess. Standard packs, I guess I'm looking for more aces. Could be a gold king, is maybe not that far from being an ace, is maybe worth it. And then Fancy 4. Steel 5, I think, doesn't matter to me. This is a holographic 4, is kind of nice. Also Lucky 4. Maybe not important for me to do that. Let's go next. I think I rerolled too much in the first shop. Okay, so I'm looking for my higher quality pairs. I could do a pair of 10s. Is pretty good. We miss out on the lucky 10 and that's okay. I could do my best pair first. Saving the glass card. Alright, so that's 23. I can play the pair of 10s. Sure. Alright, so that's 24. Can play a pair of 9s. This will be slightly weak, and that's okay. Alright, so that's 20,000. We don't need much here. I do have the purple seal. I can make room upstairs. We get a tower. So if I want, I can turn a 9 into a rock. Holographic rock is okay. Probably we play one of the glass cards here, not both of them. Pair of 9s doesn't win. I think tower we hold on to it maybe. So play the pair of aces, and that should be enough. Cool. The boss here is 120,000. Alright, Michelle's still with us. The Luchador, I think maybe not necessary. I guess Ancient Joker's okay with the Chad, but maybe not super great if we only have level 4 pairs. Luchador giving us chips is worse than the banana, or maybe it's better if we have the glass cards. Let's go Buffoon pack. So I don't need a Showman, don't need Crazy Joker. Arcana pack, let's reroll first. Could be a Photograph. It cannot, because we don't have any face cards. Let's go one more. Could be a trading card. Campfire does the thing. Period. I guess we do that. So Campfire instead of banana. And then Arcana pack. Alright, so Hermie gives me 20 instead of Strength on the King. I think with the Campfire, I do want to sell both of these. I think maybe the tower is not super important for me. Let's do that. And then with the purple seals, we can get an additional sell. I think I don't reroll here. I think we save Campfire for the next round. So with the Campfire, we probably don't need the glass. What we can do is we can play the Lucky 10. All right, 37,000. We can play pair of 7s. Empress, I'm not going to sell right away because we can save it for the next round. So that was not super impressive, but we should be okay. Pair of aces here. And then I want to play the lucky ace, but I don't want to lose the glass card. So what other pair can we play? We could play a pair of 9s, it looks like. And then the pair of 9s should be okay. I guess I could discard this purple right now. Justice. Okay, so play the pair of 9s. Actually, the high card ace probably wins because we have the square. That's true, right? That's 15,000 at least. Let's do that. Cool. Alright, so next round we need 110,000. We just need 2 cells for the Campfire. I can use Justice on, could be the red seal ace, but I think I like having that lucky card maybe. Could be Magician, could be World. This boss, lose $1 per card played. So, alright, let's pick up the Magician here. And then skip tags, doesn't matter. Now that we have the Campfire, basically doesn't matter. Alright, Hermie here is okay. I think if I am going to use Justice, if I am going to make a glass card, maybe the lucky cards don't matter that much. Maybe you go glass holographic ace, and then that could be a card that we want to copy. So maybe we do that. I do like making more lucky cards, so let's go glass here. We could go lucky ace. We could do 8s and 7s are kind of low. It's mostly just 9s, so I guess ace and 7. I don't have to use this here, but I think I will use it here. Then go Hermie. Alright, so Arcana, we can reroll first. Lovers, no. Star, also no. Strength, maybe. I have the 1 king, and I can turn 8s into 9s, maybe. So let's try that, or reroll one more. I think I don't want to reroll too much because I want to save my rerolls for the next ante. There's another magician. Okay, so strength on the king and the 8, that's just about perfect. And then we could do lucky 9s. Alright, go next. So now I have purple. I guess we discard first. Or we can play the lucky aces first. Alright, so that's 60,000 already. Great. I could try play the pair of 9s here, and it should be less than 50,000. And then we can discard the purple. So that's only 22. If I do the 10s, maybe I discard now. Sure. So justice, if we want to make another glass ace, probably. I could do high card ace, which should be okay. Probably doesn't win. Okay, and then justice, I probably want to save it for the other holographic ace. Let's go play this pair. Yas. So now we're getting like 50,000 per hand. Alright, campfires at ×2. We could take a blackboard, which is way easier than doing campfire, I guess. Is that true? Nah, we'll just stick with the campfire. So all of our jokers are eternal, so probably we don't take a buffoon pack. We just go Arcana. Could be Temperance for 39. Could be we make that red glass card right now. Or do we save Justice for purple? Let's go red glass. It's like getting close to the end. Alright, we got 100 bucks. Let's go next. So pair the 9s. Nice amount of mult on the bus. Glass cards we don't need. I could play a pair of 5s, but I want to draw my lucky cards maybe. Or maybe I play the pair of 5s because I want to draw my purple seals. So no lucky cards, no sauce on that one. That's 40,000. If I play the pair of 10s here, it's probably not 40,000. What we can do is we can play high card instead. Okay, and then start discarding. So I'm looking for a pair of 9s. Didn't get the purple seal. Bummer. That's it, I guess. So here's a pair of 9s. These purple seals have been elusive. Bummer. Alright, 140. We could take a Mercury card. We could... the last thing we used was Justice, right? No, it was Temperance. So let's buy these, open the Arcana pack. There's a hung man we like. So... Mercury, yes. I think maybe Tower we hold on to. We can sell it the next round. Here, probably 3, probably 9 we can hang them. Sure. And then go next. Alright, so let's... if we have luckies, we should play luckies first. Okay, and then I can discard purple for a devil. Okay, so devil we can use, tower we can sell. Let's go play the lucky 9s. I might be able to get away with playing the lucky 9s again. I think what I want to do is I want to go gold ace. and then discard. So we got the moon, doesn't matter. Play the 9s. Alright, 236 on the square. Pair of aces wins, high card ace also wins. Here I'm trading $4 to get the chips on the square, and I think that's fine. ×2 on the campfire. Okay. Could be strength. So strength, I guess we have the 1-8. I guess it's just campfire now. Boss says, shuffle me Jimbos. Alright. Pick up the strength card. What was the last thing I did was a devil, so let's go. Standard pack probably doesn't matter, unless maybe we get a blue seal, could be kind of cool. Or a purple seal. I shouldn't have looked. Alright, so there's a Mercury card if we want to enhance the pairs. I guess probably with Campfire we don't do that. Probably we just buy them and sell them. Missing out on a decent amount of Campfire value here if we can't make any purchases. Can't purchase any jokers. There's another Mercury card, and we said strength we don't need. So campfire ×2 is fine. Okay, so I guess with a ×2 campfire, let's play high card one time. Okay, I can discard the aces. We could do high card ace. Okay, purple seal we could do. If I do this pair, it's going to be more than the high card, but I don't think it's going to be too much more. But maybe I discard the purple first just to be safe. I could strengthen 9s into 10s, I think is not something that I care about. That's it. So we don't need judgment here. We can play the pair of 9s and then the pair of 10s. 2-5 on the campfire. That's it. Yes. Alright, $100. So could be a blue joker, I guess. That's kind of like a ×2. Could give us more chips. Could be supernova now is still. I said earlier that it was going to be about 50%. So if we have currently pairs is 50 and then ride the bus is 80, so it's still kind of 50%, like a polychrome. Probably we want temperance, and then Saturn we can sell, Jupiter we can sell, Neptune. Unfortunate, no room for Bartolomeo. Alright, so could be Mercury card we sell. $10 is probably okay. There's a strength card, and then Arcana, I guess. So could be temperance for another 48. Could be another glass card. I guess these are already all glass cards. So temperance, sure. In that case, $11. I think we can re-roll 2 more times. Sure. Maybe 1 more. $14, a little bit expensive for a re-roll. Could be Hermit here for $20. I think is actually worse than just using the Emperor and then you sell 2 cards to the campfire. So let's do that. We do get a Fool. If I want to copy an Emperor, there are probably more interesting things that we can copy. Go next. Alright, so now my campfire is much bigger. I can play the pair of 7s. That's not good. So now discard purple. Magician is not what I was looking for. Did not get the purple. Let's go ahead and play the high card. Okay, and then I can discard all the glass cards. Maybe I don't want to discard too much here. Alright, 6 and 2, we can hang them. That's probably not important for us to do. I can play pair of 10s and then finish with a high card, I guess, or maybe we're already done. Alright. Campfires on ×5. So now maybe another interesting ace. Purple queen might actually be worth it. Since we have the campfire. There's a stuntman. Mime, no. Star. Probably too late for an obelisk. Probably. Alright, could be... Do a little shopping here real quick. Burger, we don't need. 14 bucks. One more time. Alright, getting a little expensive here, so let's go Arcana, maybe Hermie. Or could be Chariot. So could make a steel card and I can use a Fool for a Chariot, make another steel card. I guess that's okay. Sure. So what would I want to do? Probably a steel ace in that case. And then go one more. That's it. All right, 7, 2, 5 on the campfire. Go next. All right, so I'm looking for, there's the purple queen we can discard. Magician is not what I want. Could be, okay, so this purple ace we can also discard. Tower we don't need. Could be, I'm out of purples, so let's go do one of these. Okay, I have a pair of 7s. Do one of those. All right, we got the upgrade on the square. Let's play, how about this? So, could be, I think it goes that way. Maybe this is better if we do something like that. Fool on the Chariot. There we go. Heal 4, how about that? Ship it. All right, so some advice, I guess. This run ultimately ended up being not that difficult, though I did see kind of what was the point where there was some amount of difficulty. So just like the person said here, you get to ante 6 and that's when, you know, maybe you have maybe not enough points. So why is that? If you've got scaling plus mult on its own is not enough. You need some other kind of stuff here. Maybe you need some additional plus mult joker, so maybe it could have been bus plus supernova, and then the supernova is like another 50%. Or maybe it's bus plus, you've got maybe some joker that gives you 20 mult, like half joker or something like that, that can help fill in the blanks a little bit. Could be bus plus some chips joker. It doesn't necessarily have to be scaling chips, but maybe you want some chips joker, maybe 100 chips. Maybe you have 2 jokers that give you 100 chips, or I guess 100 is a little bit ambitious. Maybe more like 60 and then 90 or something like that. That's one way that you can kind of get away with not having any X-Mult, is you just have multiple copies, Mult jokers, multiple copies, chips jokers, of course higher level hands. So if you have, when we got to, it was ante 6, we only had level 4 pairs. That's only 3 Mercury cards. Of course, if you have a blue seal, then the blue seal, that's giving you at least 15 chips per round, sometimes more than that, sometimes multiple planet cards per round, but 15 chips per round, that's the same as a square joker. So a square joker, that's kind of the same as a blue seal. So if you have scaling plus mult and chips scaling, then those two things combined, you can get to, let's say, ante-6 big blind, maybe. Like ante-6 small blind is the 60,000 you can do 15,000 each, and then the big blind, it jumps up to 90,000. Usually that's where you're facing some kind of struggle. And then what you can do, you can augment with maybe glass cards don't really do that much unless you have the higher level pairs, but maybe you can augment with if I don't have a chip joker, I can use bonus cards. 2 bonus cards, that's 60 chips. Not on every hand, but like one hand is better. Mult cards probably matter less if you have something like Ride the Bus. Steel cards probably matter not that much. Stone cards are going to be pretty good for filling in that gap. We did get the campfire. Campfire, of course, very powerful. In ante-6, we ended up not needing the campfire. In ante-7, we did campfire up to ×2, which is not that big. So it's not that much different being able to clear that last hill, I would say, because once you beat the boss in ante-6, the boss is 120,000, and then the next round is 110,000. It's actually lower. And then when you go back up to 160,000, now you've had a couple of rounds for additional scaling, and then you're fine. So a lot of the time when I see these, when I see people, we didn't have enough points in ante-6 or ante-7, to me what that looks like is we aren't generating enough value in the early rounds to make us stronger later. In this particular seed, one thing that could be kind of challenging is there just wasn't that much money, whether that's money jokers or whether that's gold cards or lucky cards even. There just wasn't that much money. So you get to ante-6 and you have the same jokers that you had from ante-2, basically. So you want to make sure that you're getting value every round from, let's say, bus and square joker. You want to get the maximum value each round. You want to squeeze out every little bit that you can because it adds up by the end. Eventually, the way the pacing goes, the scores keep getting higher and higher and higher, and the way eventually it will outpace you if the scores keep getting, let's say, twice as big, twice as big, twice as big. The way that you sort of stay on top of it is by getting a little bit at a time, +1 at a time, +4 at a time, or whatever it is. And then maybe you can stay ahead of the curve. Anyway, abandoned deck I like because if you have maybe not that many cards in your deck, you can draw specific cards. And so here at the end, being able to play the glass cards, being able to combine the glass cards were maybe not super powerful, but then if you combine them even without the Chad here, would have been okay. All right. Don't sleep on the egg. It only takes 1 temperance for it to pay off. And then once you hit that second temperance, then that's a huge profit, I guess. We only had like 3 temperances or whatever, but it only takes 2 for it to pay off. Take care, everyone.